Hey, how are you? And I am Aisha Wallace Riley. This is BS Talk, Barbers and Stylists Talk. And we are here today in Relaxation's Grooming Bar. And we got some great topics today that we're going to talk about. A little sad. I hate that we're coming in 2019 with all this sad news that we're bringing. But this is our fifth episode. The topics today is dealing with hate and discrimination, and it's something that I really want to talk about. But first off, I'm gonna give you a little comedy, something that I normally don't give you, but I'm gonna give you a little comedy today. So one of the things I wanted to go into was LBGTQ, LGBTQIA. Now we add X, Y, and Z to that, and we got the whole letters of the alphabet. But nevertheless, and then I don't understand why do they have all of the colors of the rainbow. I like wearing yellows and reds and things, but so far they don't have the color black, so that's good. That's me. But nevertheless, and then there's two things gay guys always have that I don't seem to have. They always have the best pocketbook, which pisses me off because I can't afford to go get some of the high-end pocketbooks that they always seem to have. And they always have good shoes. But that wasn't the second one. The other thing is, if you ever noticed, you ever went to the gym and you working out hard and you up there smiling at a guy and he kind of like, give you that wave. And the next thing you know, he gay too. Don't that piss you off? So they left for us. All that's left for us is the fat guys. So I stopped working out because of that. Nevertheless, I wanted to go into, have you ever, I got a joke, okay. What's the best way to get black and brown people to buy, the hottest sweater that's on the market? Sit down and tell them that we doing blackface or we don't want you in our clothing. And bam, they'll go out and buy all your clothing. So we're going to get started with our hate and discrimination topic. I'm Aisha Wallace Riley. On our panel, we got our guest host. Our co-host. I apologize, not guest. We got our co-host, Delia Wallace, and everything. Glam by Delia. Check it out. Instagram her. And our guest host, we have Miss Pumpkin. And she's here to talk with us. We're going to chop it up and everything. And she also has, she's getting ready to drop her album release party May 9th at Mooney's. So please come check it out on Graham Street. Also, she has her clothing line. We're going to talk about that. And she's just hot all together. We're going to play her songs afterwards and stuff. So we got a great show.
All right. So today's first topic, we are discussing the incident that happened with Jussie Smollett. Now, for people who don't know who he is, he plays Jamal on Empire. He's one of the three sons. And he is an openly gay actor. And basically what happened was on January 29th, he was attacked in Chicago. So pretty much how the story went, and from what he told, he landed in Chicago. He had a show, I think, later on that week. And he went out at 3 a.m. to run to Subway. The Subway was up the street from his hotel. And coming back from Subway, he was attacked by 3 white men, I believe. He was attacked by 3 white men wearing MAGA hats. And they beat him up, bruised his ribs. They tied a noose around his neck as well as poured bleach on him. And after that, they fled the scene. So Jussie Smollett afterwards was able to return to his hotel. He still had the noose on his neck. And from there, stories say that he, called Lee Daniels, or maybe he may have called police. We're not really for sure, but it's just a lot of different stories that are flying around. What we do know is he would not release his phone over to police authorities, which kind of raised, eyebrow for a lot of people. There have been a lot of actors and, well, not actors, I would say a lot of people who are public figures who have kind of spoke a lot about this. Even Milan Christopher, he even had some words about it. A lot of people are kind of thinking that he may have falsified what really happened. There were a lot of loose ends in the story. So I don't know. I just want to get you guys' opinion on it. How do you feel about it?
Well,
about the situation.
Before we actually talk on it, I really want us to listen to the clip of when the news tried to downplay everything that has happened to him. So let's play the clip.
Police investigating a possible hate crime against actor Jussie Smollett are asking the public for help. Smollett is best known for the TV drama Empire. He claims he was attacked on a Chicago street by two men who wrapped a rope around his neck. Dean Reynolds has spoken with officers searching for evidence to back up Smollett's allegations. Dean, good morning.
Good morning. Smollett plays Jamal Lyon on the hit show Empire, which is filmed here at a studio in Chicago. The FBI has also joined this inquiry now, but so far investigators have been unable to release a description of the alleged assailants.
Sometimes you feel insecure.
Jussie Smollett, who plays a gay musician on the Fox hit show Empire and identifies as gay in real life, says he was beaten by two masked men who shouted racist epithets, gay slurs, and put a noose around his neck. A police dispatcher had the barest of details on the early morning attack, which was reported by Smollett's business manager.
Regarding a friend that was assaulted and battered, he's supposed to be well known. A noose was placed over the friend's neck.
When police got to his apartment, they said a noose was still around Smollett's neck. He told them he was also doused with an unknown chemical, and officers said they smelled bleach on his clothes. In a now deleted Instagram post by Empire co-creator Lee Daniels, Smollett appeared to have an abrasion on his cheek.
You didn't deserve, nor anybody deserves, to have a noose put around your neck, to have bleach thrown on you.
Police say in a subsequent meeting, Smollett added that his assailants referenced President Trump's campaign slogan, "Make America Great Again," during the attack. 12 detectives and a number of FBI agents are now investigating what has been classified as a possible hate crime. But sources say they have seen security video of Smollett outdoors early Tuesday morning and nothing of an assault. Detectives have expanded the search area for video of the alleged assailants, but have not found any footage or witnesses. Smollett's Empire co-star Vivica A. Fox tweeted, "I'm so angry and hurt about this." California Senator Kamala Harris, a 2020 presidential candidate, called the attack an attempted modern-day lynching. In a statement, 20th Century Fox Television and Fox Entertainment said they were deeply saddened and outraged by the despicable act of violence and hate. Yesterday, Smollett went to the hospital, was evaluated, and released. Bianna?
Dean, thank you, and CBS will continue to follow this story.
All right, so now that we've heard the tape, the clip, what do you think? For me, February 24th of 2017, Delia and I, we had the opportunity, we went to Sisters Only, and we actually had the opportunity to meet Jussie Smollett, and to me, he was just so kind, and he was so nice to us. And even though, his PR people were trying to rush him and, tell him, come on, you got to go to your next event or whatever, he actually made them hold up. He stopped. Not only did he greet us, he sat and spoke to us. He took pictures with us. And even Miss Lawrence was there. Miss Lawrence ran and came and jumped in the picture as well. Somebody else jumped in the picture and photobombed us. But nevertheless, he literally just stopped and took the time to actually meet and greet us. And just from that, I've had the opportunity over the years to meet several entertainers, actors, singers, whatever. But his approach was just so genuine and so nice. I don't feel like, I hear a lot of stories where people feel like he may have falsified. I feel like because he's already in the public, he's already a public figure. He's on Empire. I just don't feel like this is something he has to falsify and or make up. Therefore, those are my feelings. I just, I'm sad that this has happened to him because I feel like at the end of the day, I don't care what this person may feel, that person may feel, whoever, your belief is your belief. But nobody has a right to place their hands on you. I felt like, as a comedian, just like when Kevin Hart, when he did his comedic joke that he felt, he made a statement about gay people, he didn't want his son to be like that. Again, those were jokes, and that was what he said as a comedian, and just as I stood up here and I gave you all, those jokes on LGBTQIA. I'm gonna get those letters right. But nevertheless, those were jokes. And they wasn't made to upset, harm, or hurt anyone. But when you take your beliefs that you don't like this person, there's plenty of people you may not like, but that gives you no right to place your hands on them. And for someone out of, their beliefs, because you're not that religion, that color, you're not you are gay, you are straight, it doesn't matter. You have no right to place your hands on somebody. And that's where I'm coming from with this.
I agree.
Where you at?
I'm on either spectrum. I would hope that, all of this is, something that was unfortunate, that happened. I've looked at many other, opinions about it. Milan Christopher, like you said, was one of the ones I looked at, and he, at first he was on the side of Jesse, and he was saying, he's so sorry that this happened to him, and then he came back out and he retracted his statement because he was like, no, wait a minute, it's not adding up. This stuff ain't adding up. We outside in Chicago, it's cold.
-20.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what you doing outside? Then you going to get sub. I mean, it's a lot of pieces to that puzzle that don't seem like they fit to me, but there are many times in many different stories where things don't seem like they fit, and then once the truth comes out, everybody's okay, or they have some kind of substantial evidence that they can go with. So we just hope that, I hope that, you guys I'm sure hope that, he's okay. We pray his best interest, and, hopefully we can get him to speak out a little bit more about it, because I feel like, with his platform, he should be using it to speak out a little bit more about the incident with the news. Just as a black man in general, I feel like that's something that should be brought to the forefront, and he should go hard at these police officers and figure out who these men were that did this to him, if it happened.
Right, and what she's saying with the police, my biggest thing was, the reason why I wanted us to play that clip and you all hear it for yourselves is because I don't know what's going on in Chicago, but it's way too many times incidents are happening in Chicago and the police are completely playing it down.
Yeah.
The incident with the young lady, what's her name? Kanika Jenkins. When they tried to say, oh, this young lady walked into a freezer and she died. And they really didn't even want to work with the mother to even give her information and things. It was like days and days before the mother could even get any kind of information of what happened to her child or whatever. And it's like all the people around and stuff. And, there's even an article where, they feel like it's very possible where they're still investigating, where they're thinking it's organized crime where they are selling body parts and stuff. And we know for a fact that there are companies that are using and selling people organs on the black market. And so that's a story that came out in the Chicago Tribune. But it comes down to every single time when it's dealing with somebody black and somebody is being murdered, somebody's being killed, somebody's being attacked, the police take their time trying to find out what has happened. But when the incident happened, I'm going way back with Susan Smith, when she lied and tried to say that a black man kidnapped her and took her kids, which everybody black knew that was a lie, because ain't no black man stealing nobody's kids. But nevertheless, that just, they investigated, had a manhunt out looking for all this until she finally came out and she told the truth that she drowned him herself. So my thing is, you know, to immediately, when this story came out, to immediately downplay it and, oh, it doesn't make sense, and he claimed, and we got, just like, you know, we were talking earlier, there are cameras, like you said, everywhere. I don't understand why they're not able to, you finally put up, there's two people walking somewhere. Why don't you have cameras that are now angling his face or these people, you know, to be able to identify any of these people, anything else that happens to a Caucasian person, you guys are on it. You guys can find this, find that. So I really, you know, hope, like she was, like Pumpkin was saying, you know, let's get out there. Let's, you know, I hope Jesse gets out there and speak on this, especially 2019. You putting nooses around people's necks and said he's a black man. I don't care that he's a gay black man. He is a black man, period. And this needs to stop. It needs to stop with anybody black in the area. It's just too much racism going on, and it's really sad. And I'm sorry, I know you was getting ready to say something. I just kept talking.
Oh no, I mean I pretty much agree with both of you guys. I feel like I'm kind of in the middle as well. I don't know what the true story is. I do know that some stuff don't add up. But I would just hope, because like I stated before, he refuses to release his phone over. So I would just hope that he would at least release something, a comm log, messages, something to where we can pinpoint, okay, where were you at this time? Who are you texting? Who are you calling? You know, just to kind of help with the investigation. And hopefully these three guys can, you know, if all this is true, they can be put behind bars.
Yeah, use your platform, Jesse.
Exactly. Exactly. So to move on to other news, it's really sad, but we definitely want to talk about again the incident with what's her name again? Kavika Jenkins in Chicago, and to this day, again, as we had said, they're still investigating because they're still trying to find out exactly what happened to her. They're saying, you know, they feel like the image that they're trying to show, they do have a video where they're trying to show a young lady walking in it's an abandoned kitchen or something of that nature, and they're trying to say that was her. But they're saying that they feel like that was a stage image, one, because it took so long for them to put it out there, but two, as they looked at the body type, even the hair, they're saying that wig is not hers. Right. The body type and everything, they're saying that's not her. I don't know why they deliberately sit down and doctor this up and everything. But again, they feel like it's an organized crime dealing with black market organs being sold on the market. And, you know, I hate to say the police is a part of that or involved in that. I just feel like anytime, every time it comes down to someone black, how they immediately got all these doubts about, you know, the stories that's being told or which actually happened. They're not doing their best to investigate or even get out there to make sure or find out what has happened in detail. And it's very sad that continuously go on. And we as black folk, we really need to get out and speak out more on issues of like this.
I agree.
Any opinions on the story?
Yeah, I just say we need to get rid of this whole crab in the barrel mentality as black people. I know it started from slavery. That's where it started, just to be clear. But we need to get out of that mentality and start lifting each other up and helping each other out. Use each other as platforms to help each other grow. You know, we don't have to outreach. We can work together right within our community and help each other and build each other and grow and be a positive, you know, reflection of us as Americans, really, because that's what we are. You know what I mean? So we should build and grow together. Absolutely.
And with that being said, going on to our next topic, kind of plays into what Pumpkin was saying as far as we really need to start supporting each other within our community. There's a story that came out about Spike Lee boycotting Gucci and Prada over blackface items. Waka Flocka also spoke out on it, and as well as T.I. So there was a sweater, and we'll probably post the image up, but there was a sweater that Gucci had put out, and it's basically a blackface. It's very it's very out there. It's not hidden. And since the outrage of the sweater, Gucci, they have apologized for the offensive that they have caused by the wool balaclava jumper. That's what the sweater was. And they have confirmed that the item has been removed from the online store and from physical stores. But we've seen this time and time with different companies, even H&M, a few months ago, where they had a situation with the little black boy wearing a shirt that said "Coolest Monkey in the Jungle," and it's like all these brands, they do these things and then they come back and they say, "Oh, we apologize, we didn't know this was offensive," and they, they take their stuff down. But it's the fact that initially, for one, I feel like there's a lack of representation of people of color working in these industries, because there's no way that this image, I'm pretty sure they didn't just take this image and put it online. It had to be approved by several different people. So that you mean to tell me there's nobody that is of color working for these companies that looked at this image and said that that's not right? So that kind of showed there's a lack of representation. And also too, I just feel like it's to the point where I think these companies feel like we're going to buy the products anyway. So it's kind of like testing the waters to see what they can get away with. And it's not acceptable. I think we should really band together and just stop putting our money towards these companies that don't really care about us, honestly.
Yeah.
How do you guys feel?
I think just the contrary. I don't think that there is a lack of representation on those boards. I think there's absolutely some black people on that panel, and maybe they're watching their faces and like, they got to rise out of them. I wonder how many more rises we can get out of people, because at the end of the day, like you said, it continuously happens. And they retract their statements, they put out an apology. Oh, they said they were sorry. I guess this is what the world thinks. And then we continue out. After a few months later, they put out something else, and we go buy it. I honestly just feel like it's a means to grab people's attention, to put their attention back on their particular company so that we can go in these stores. Or even if it, how negative things just make people move.
That's true.
So maybe they get up, I see this on TV, well, I'm about to go down there and see if they've even got this in the store anymore, and maybe I'll make up more about it or something like that. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's just stop spending your dollars there. Period. Period. Come up with your own brand. You can shop with me. You know what I'm saying? I'm obviously blessed. That is my clothing line. You can rock this clothes, that's absolutely about being blessed. If you feel you are blessed, which you are blessed. If you don't know you are, I'm telling you that you are. But yeah, stop spending your dollars with all these high-end fashion companies that don't care anything about you, and use your money in the black market and spend your black dollars with black people, and we can all help each other grow.
Yeah, because I remember years and years, I remember years ago, Tommy Hilfiger literally came out of his mouth. He didn't hide behind an ad. He came out of his mouth on a talk show, and he said that he did not make his clothes for black folks. He did not care if we wore his clothes. He did not want us wearing his clothes. And for whatever reason, I don't know what black people seem to have heard, but they went out and started buying this man's clothes in record number. I do not, never have owned anything that had Tommy Hilfiger name on it, on my body, my children's body, or anybody else, that my money would pay for. You don't have to tell me 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times that I don't have to wear your stuff. My thing is, when I sit and watch all these reality shows, especially all these Housewives of Atlanta, what is it, Housewives of whatever, Love and Hip Hop, they are forever wearing Gucci products, Prada products. So I hope this is a wake-up call and they stop wearing these people's brand. And just as Waka Flocka was saying in which I was really impressed with I listened to him drop a clip on Instagram, and he was saying, we just need to stop wearing their clothes. He said, when you go to these fashion shows, they don't even make the clothes in our size.
Right.
They deliberately don't even try to make them in our size for us to even wear them. So why are you breaking your neck to try to wear these people clothes? I met a young boy and his dad at this printing company. And what I loved about it was the young boy, the dad was telling me, I saw the name brand and it was like Deuces. And I was like, oh, that's cute. It was like a number 2 and a U and a CE. And I was like, I was asking about it. And the dad was saying, well, he was printing the clothes for his son. He said, because his son wanted to wear all these different name brand clothing. He said, son, why don't you just wear your own clothing items and stuff versus wearing other people's names? And I was like, that's just so unique. I said, that's so neat. I'm so glad that you're teaching him that way. And when I look at Miss Puckett over here, she's doing the same thing. And her clothes look nice. And that's the same thing T.I. Walker Block was saying. We need to stop. T.I. did a clip, and he also named several black designers that people can start purchasing and buying their clothes from. Once upon a time, years and years ago, black folks had, before we could shop in white stores, because they were only white only, black folks had their own businesses. Black folks sold to one another. They had big time department stores, and they were becoming rich, making plenty of money. And that's when the white man wanted to come in and say, you know what, let me buy your magazines, let me buy your stores out. And that's when they started taking over and made us have to buy from them. And therefore, now all our dollars are going to them. Delia was telling me the other day, we were talking, you were saying the Chinese dollar. Explain, you were saying?
Yeah, so there's a Netflix show. Killer Mike has a show on Netflix called Trigger Warning. And the first episode of his show is talking about spending, he wanted to basically live black for 3 days. And he was basically saying at the beginning of the show how his grandfather felt like before segregation, black people were, we had no choice but to spend within our own community because we couldn't go to white doctors, we couldn't go to white dentists, things of that sort. So we had to spend within our community. Now we're so far removed from that, and he was just showing the stats how within the Chinese culture, Chinese people keep their dollar within their community 28 days. White people 23 days, Jewish people 21 days, and black people 6 hours, not even days, 6 hours, which is horrible. And throughout the show, when he tried to live black for 3 days, and he only was supporting black businesses, black people don't own any hotels, so he had to sleep on a bench. Black people don't own any type of car companies, nothing of that sort. So he had to ride a bike. He had to find a black-owned bicycle company, and he had to bike around. So it's just things of that sort where we really need to start putting back into our community. Yeah, it's very eye-opening, and it's kind of sad. It's like he went without eating for a day because there was no black-owned farms. Like, even though there's black-owned restaurants, they don't get their food from black-owned farms. A lot of white people own the farms, which is crazy because back in the day, black people had farms.
Granddad has a farm.
Yeah, they had all types of farms. So it's really crazy to see that. So we really got to be mindful and conscious of things of that sort.
Sounds like we need to stop letting the power of that dollar change our influence.
Yeah,
exactly.
Because that's what it sounds like. Somebody give you X amount of zeros and you're ready to give it all up. You don't even know it worth anymore.
What it is. Yeah.
Exactly. So, I tell people all the time, I support black businesses. I'm a black business owner. Here again, I have Relaxations Grooming Bar. I try to, I go to black bars. I try to black-owned bars. I hate to say black bars. I go to black-owned businesses, bars, and I find clothing stores or certain things. I try to contractors or whatever. I try to employ them in everything. I'm not even gonna call anybody's name. I have so-called friends who feel like, well, you know, I don't want to shop with black businesses because of, and I tell them, I said, you know, the same way you feel like you can get somebody, a bad contractor or a bad attorney or a bad whatever, that's the same thing you can get with a Caucasian attorney or whatever other race or whatever. We have to believe in ourselves, for one, and you have to believe in each other. And it goes back to, you know, it's a picture my mom used to have at her house. She still does. It's called He Ain't Heavy, where, you know, the black man is trying to pull up the next black man. And, you know, it goes back to, you know, Willie Lynch and, you know, we not supporting one another. And we have to believe in one another. We have to support each other. And we have to love each other. We got to love up on each other and stuff. Just because this person is not my born brother or sister, this is still my sister and stuff. We are, you know, kings. We got to know we are the kings and queens of this earth. This is what God put us here for. We are the original people. We are kings and queens of this earth. And that's what we have to know. But, you know, again, to go back to all of this racist stuff, I can't even say, you know, oh, because Donald Trump became president, you know, he did all of this. No, these people been like this, you know. And again, before Donald Trump, you had Tommy Hilfiger, people doing stuff to minorities, to gays, to this and that, you know, to different religions, you know, burning up churches. And I mean, really, it got to end. It has to stop. You know, doing things to women, you know, or whatever. It's ridiculous. And at the end of the day, we are all God's people. We are all human beings, and nobody has the right, whether you believe in their beliefs, their color, their religion, it doesn't matter. You don't have a right to put your hands on anybody. And I promise you, anybody put their hands on me, no.
I'm still working
on my child.
I'm sorry.
I'm just
in advance.
Yeah, I'm just telling you.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a mess. We're just gonna put it like it's just gonna be a mess.
We're just gonna not do that.
Right. Exactly. So with that being said, I want to thank you so much for coming on Funky, and we talk about this. And, you know, definitely put your information out there. This is how you can get her clothing line.
Yeah, look me up on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, all that. Instagram is Punkin BITCH. All in one, but my clothing line, actually, you can look it up. It's ITS IPB7 is where all my apparel is, and you can see some of the models there as well. On my IPB photo video, that's where you can use my services. I do videography, I do photography, and you can also see some of my clothing there. This is some of my clothing. It's a new design that I make, and you can order the sweatsuits in all different colors and sizes. Right now I'm going towards the summertime, so we're doing a lot of t-shirts and maybe some joggers, some shorts or what have you. But yeah, definitely contact me, DM me, give me your size, give me your the colors that you request, and I even do custom designs. So if you guys ever want a custom sweatshirt or a custom t-shirt, I do that as well. But most importantly, March the 9th, make sure you come out, 2525 North Graham Street at Mooney's Lounge, and come support me. I'm doing the release party for my album OG Peggy in honor of my mom. March the 15th is when it drops. It'll be available on iTunes, Amazon, Google Play, all digital platforms. And yeah, check me out. Thanks for inviting me again.
And what song did you gonna leave us with?
I'm gonna leave y'all with Happy Birthday.
Okay.
And I brought the clean version.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's a song that everybody can enjoy, kids, adults, you know.
And I like that. And you know, today I felt like, you know, we got, with all this stuff going on, I really wanted to be serious. That's why I wanted to open up with a little comedy, because I wanted to show you all there's no harm in when you doing comedy or you saying something. We all tend to pick or, you know, laugh at stuff that, you know, sometimes comedy.
No malicious intent.
Exactly. And to me, sometimes comedy helps bring awareness to certain things. If you looked at old school sitcoms back in the day, that's exactly what they did. Your Archie Bunkers, your Jeffersons, your Sanford and Sons, and things. They did it in comedy. Chris Rock is great for doing it. I love the way he does his comedy. But they bring awareness to things that people still want to have a blind eye to or don't understand. And so that was my purpose in doing that earlier and stuff. Did you all like it? Was it funny?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Still got it and everything. So, Delia, what you want to close out with?
I mean, it's a great show. I think we had a lot of great topics that we covered. Yeah, I think for the most part, I think everybody just has to be conscious of one another. You know, the LGBTQ QIA community. You know, Black and brown people. You know, we're all the same. We just look different. That's all. So we just got to treat each other with respect and love, and I think we will really get far.
Yeah, exactly. And support your Black businesses.
Yes.
Glam by Delia. This is our makeup artist here. Look at her face. It is gorgeous. It is beat to the gods.
Yeah.
And look, you see she got the little glitter thing. That is just too cute. You got Miss Funky here with her clothing line. IPB.
I'm purposely
Pumpkin.
blessed.
There you go.
There you
Me,
go, like that.
Relaxations Grooming Bar. You got support BS Talk. I'm definitely bringing whatever we have in our community to the forefront right here. BS Talks Barbers and Stylists. We got our producer, Mr. K Digital, and this man is bad at what he do. Not only does he produce here for BS Talks, this man does weddings, he does parties, any events. You guys, please check out his Instagram. He got it going on. So support. We can't do nothing without you. So there we go. That's it. Thank you.
Don't you be lit when you about to go out, man? Sure. Feel like it's your birthday every time,
Jason made this bitch
so I'ma do this
speed.
for the birthday. Even if it ain't your birthday. It's always my birthday. It's always my birthday. It's always my birthday. Even if it ain't